Welcome back guys to part 12 of Road to Inquisition Dragon Age Origins playthrough with DrasticSkuba. We're still in Lothering. We've just got a couple of wee side quests I want to get done before we leave, just to get us a wee bit of money and stuff. We'll try to do them as quick as possible and then we can get on with the story. It's just nice, it's good to get all the side stuff done on the way past, just to get your XP as quick as possible and get some extra money in for later on. So we've got wolves and bears to fight, and then that'll be us. As far as I remember, that's it.
Time for some fun.
Should attract them over to us. Quite a lot of them, look at them all, man. Fucking hell. I can't remember there being that many. Right. Nice kill, man. Fucking hell. Kick in the face. Sam's still out there. Might get it backstab. Right. Any loot? Any of them at all? Nope. Absolutely fuck all. Right, cool. Right, there's our wee boy's ma. Tall, red hair, dead. All people that are still watching the playthrough are enjoying it. I know the game can sometimes, well, I can imagine watching the game can maybe seem a bit slow just because of the type of game it is and the way the gameplay runs, but playing it is just great. I love playing this game. I've never really sat and watched people playing it before, so I don't know what it's like, but I really do hope you're enjoying it because I like playing the game, and as long as people are enjoying it I'll keep putting it out there. Right, so we'll go. I don't know if it's one or two bears or something, but it's definitely just bears we've got to fight. Around somewhere, right up here. Can't even see them, man. 3 bears, that's good. Stun that fucker. That was quick. Let's get around the back of this one. There's as many backstabs as possible. Ah, she kills it with the Winter's Grasp. Right, here we go. Nothing at all to loot? Ah, sugar man. Oh, health, death root. Right, we can turn the quests in, and as far as I remember, once we do that we can just leave Lothering and get heading. We'll probably go to a party camp first, before we go to any main cities. Just for your reference, you know, as soon as we get to a party camp I'm going to spend a lot of time talking to each individual party member, just so we can get to know, well I know them, but so viewers can get to know them, and also so the character can build a relationship up with them. So that's on the itinerary for the playthrough.
The path of righteousness is full of hardship, but the Maker smiles upon its travelers. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
I mean, I've done all your quests. I think it does. Oh yeah. Here you are.
Where are you from?
Oh, you've got a deeper voice than me.
So many strangers are about now.
So now I've not
This
got a
should be
very
easy
deep
enough.
voice that I have. Yep, that's us, done all these quests. We can leave Lothering now. It is good. This is good news. In fact, give me a second. That wee guy wanted poison, didn't he? I don't know if maybe venom counts as poison for him. We'll make him and we'll go talk to him and see what he says. How do I come out of that? I guess. Right, cool. Just before we leave, we'll go and see, because that would just be an extra wee bit of money for us if he does that. I can't remember what kind. I've done this quest once before, out of the like 20 odd times I've finished the game, but I think it's just venom he wants. I'm sure. If it's not, then I've just wasted time coming in here, but I can sell stuff to him, I suppose. Need to clearing up these bones.
Any luck with that poison? Or you here to see my stock?
I have what you asked for.
Splendid! If those beasties come on my land, I hope it teaches them a lesson. Yeah, enough gold to cover any of your expenses and then some, hey?
Right, while we're here, we'll shop as well, just to sell a wee bit.
Have food to sell.
That's cool, show me what you've got. I've got stuff to sell, right? Malachite. Clothing. Nope, that's it. Right, inventory. Where's my Morrigan? She's here. We've got shoes that are good for her. 6 defense for a mage. There you go, take that. Right, we're off we man. Chilby.
Let's get started.
What's to be done? What can we do?
Just keep your head down,
Righto, here we go.
and your wits about you.
He's up here watering man, with this fan blowing in them. Laptop's cool, that's fine. Once I've recorded another couple of parts of this, in my free time I think I'm going to sit and play The Sims 3. I might not seem it to some people, but I love playing The Sims. I think The Sims is an absolutely fantastic game, man. I just lose hours in it. I can stay up all night if you lose track of time and be like, fuck. Playing that game, I fucking love it, man.
Get back, Sandal! Don't let him!
Dark spawn! Dark spawn!
Let's get started.
It's on the deck already, man. Right, we've got to kill the alpha as much as possible. Dead. Don't know if I was going to hit him at that range. Hit the strike, below the belt.
Move aside! I can kill! Here we go!
My kill, my kill. Right, let's talk to Bodhan.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
Just how obliged exactly?
You want a reward, eh? I suppose that's an entirely reasonable request. How does 100 silver sound? I was going to use that to fix up the cart, but quite frankly, I'll be grateful enough that my son and I come out of this with our heads.
Persuade? Yeah, you have a whole cart full of goods.
Unsold goods, I'll point out, though you've a fair point. Here's 200 silver, but it's all I have. The name's Bodhan Fedek, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
I doubt you want to travel with a Grey Warden.
Grey Wardens? My, that does rather explain a lot. No offence, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can handle. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune, though.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Right, I'm sure there's a carved dragon statuette in one of his boxes. Something like that. Aye, carved statuette, there we go. Any of these searchable? Lootable? Yep. Hey you, get away from that smack. Fucking demonic icon. Blood mage, sealed letter. Whoa, got hiccups and burpees and stuff. Save again. Right. Chicken click. Or
Why are we
stay
stopping?
never mind, let's keep moving.
As you wish.
Right, I didn't mean that. Just put your fucking big. I mean, look at that. Put your seed right there. Fuck's sake. Gather your party and venture forth, Baldur's Gate style.
Bad dreams, huh?
It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon, is that a dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for. To deliver unpleasant news and witty one-liners. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Nah, we'll go have some conversations. How long have we got in this video, roughly? Settings to check. 12 minutes. Like, I think the majority of this video now is going to be just talking to party members in the camp. So if you have absolutely zero interest in hearing conversations with the party, then this is probably it for you in this video, and you can just come back in the next one where we'll travel to somewhere to do some quests. If you want to get to know characters or see us build relationships and see us try to win some with Liliana and Morrigan, just stay around here.
I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to say, just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. You should need
The
enchantments.
voice acting for
simply talk to my
Sando
boy,
seems different in a
otherwise
PC than
come
what it does
speak
on
with me.
console. I don't know if that's just me. If anybody else is watching and has played it on console, is Sando's voice different on this than what it is in the console?
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
So what's your story exactly? Persuade.
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there too, merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Go on.
So, as I said, things were going well. But good things must come to an end. One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. A Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for. The lost ties. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better than to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Fascinating story, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
We'll finish conversation with him later on.
I'm sure
We'll
you'll
stay
be
a bit at
pleased
a
with the
time,
goods my
because
boy
he never
and I
had said
collect,
anything to it, so we
and
can
with your
spread it out a
discount.
wee bit. Right, here we go. Let's see what he's got. Sure, he has a backpack, and that's what we need. Oh, I see blood dragon stuff, Mare. Oh, aye, we're buying that. Blood dragon plate boots, blood dragon plate gauntlets. We've already got the chest piece, just for the DLC. Didn't know you had to buy the rest of it. Look at all this free stuff. Oh, nice. Oh, here, man. This wins. This wins. Right. Which one have we got? Backpack. A lump of charcoal. 50 lumps of charcoal. Look at this. Look at all these gifts. What the fuck a chastity belt? Oh my god, man, I've never seen all this stuff before. Ah, an Elysian mask and a complete, you know, fucking hell, man. Here, this is going to take up a lot of room in our inventory doing all this. Golden rope necklace, we'll take this. We'll take a hand puppet. Take a stick. We'll take a fat lip. We'll take... Oh, King Marik's shield. Oh, that's gone to Alistair. A doll with Alistair. Beard mask. Oh, beard flask. A pet rock. Canary players for the dead. This is all cool, man. Got all this stuff. Let me buy more. More. This is what the majority of my stuff's going to be. Can't believe it. Oh, blood dragon helmet, and I can't even afford it. We'll get that once I sell some stuff. I'll find some stuff to sell. We'll sell... Have I even got enough to sell? Ah, yeah, I could sell a bit. We can sell... This. We'll sell that, and that. We can sell all these as well, so we can. Right. Because I won't use the special arrows, you don't really need them in a difficulty like this. Right, what was that I was going to buy? This. I don't think MD's got the strength to wear it yet, but we'll see when the day they're going to be unstoppable. Right. That's... Gilly's some of these gifts away, man. Fucking hell, that was quite a lot of free gifts. Right. Right, the Elysian mask, that has got to go to Liliana. In fact, I think I should give these away. Can I get it away to her? What?
No, that won't work.
Ah, they must only be able to give them to certain people. Anyway, I think we should talk to them before getting them first, anyway. I don't want to get such a high rating with them before I even talk to them, it could mess up the dialogue. Right, let's speak to Morrigan first. See if we can get some
What do you wish of me?
sexual persuasion going on.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Your mother's been doing this for a long time then?
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
And what do other animals think of you when you're changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
I've never heard of magic like that before.
No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could, but as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
That's good. Such traditions need to be preserved.
I am surprised you think so. Still, 'tis a pleasant thing to hear.
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will, but the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful.
Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
There we go. +6 approval. We're getting there with a relationship. Let's check it. Aye, we're getting there. We need to get it up to here and start flirting with her. Then we get to smack the lips on her and then take her to bed.
What do you wish of me?
That's what we're aiming for before we even leave camp in this playthrough.
If you must.
Typical man, eh? But nah, that's just the character we're going to build up. He's got to be a heroic shagger. Did you grow up in the Korcari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You can probe me anytime.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked? If I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
And do you remain unnoticed?
For the most part, Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring. That sounds like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Touching? Like a handshake?
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out this way, at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
There we go. Plus 8.
Yes?
Got more skills now. Gosh, slices. So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
That sounds wonderful.
For a time, but one can only remain a child for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
I can't imagine Flemeth was pleased.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
But you were just a child.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
But you don't need to live that way any longer.
Do I not? I am still an apostate mage, even if I have left the wilds. The Darkspawn are yet undefeated. No, there is much that remains. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
That's +6. We're getting there. Definitely
Yes?
getting there. I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Is Flemmy afraid of what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Human?
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I've heard a little of it.
No doubt such a tale has mutated much over time and telling. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Yes, I've heard this part.
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
So she truly loved Osen then?
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which, she never invaded or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
How is it that Flemeth has survived so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Do you believe her vision?
I do not
Version,
believe
sorry.
everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
An interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died recently, in fact.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
How long's this video been on? I guess it's gotta be a longer video. 36 minutes, boysies. Wow. Wow. Right, I know I said I was going to finish the party chat, but that's just not going to happen right now. The video's really long, this will take a while uploading. So we'll go straight, I'll just go straight on to keep doing this in the next playthrough, so we'll keep talking to Morrigan, try and seduce her, and then we'll talk to some of the other party as well. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, that really helps me out, and I hope you come back for the next video. And I'm DrasticSkuba, and I'll talk to you later on. Bye bye.